Alright, so welcome back to wireless communication topic. Today we are going to cover code division multiple access technology. So basically, uh, we are going to cover one example for the same, and we'll try to find out how this particular multiple access technology is going to work out to transmit multiple user data over the network. Fine. So let us see first the scenario that we want to cover here. Basically, we want to cover, we are having one tower in this case. So let me just draw a tower. So what is the scenario that we want to perform, or what task we need to perform, that is what we are going to see first. So there will be a tower. Now there is a user called user1. So we are going to perform this example with the help of three different users. So I'm having three different user called user1, user2 and user number 3. Fine. So these are the three basic users available to us. They want to transmit some data, so I'm just denoting my data value with my example. So I'll be passing data as follows. Data for user 1 is going to be user 1 want to transmit this data, and we are defining a spreading code. I'm denoting it with C. The spreading code is going to be 0101 for user 1. Likewise, user 2 also wants to send some data over the same medium, so we are calling that data D for user 2 as 10. So this is what they want to transmit as a message, and the code word for this user 2 is going to be 0011. Fine. And for user 3, we are calling data that user 3 want to transmit is 11. So this is the data bit they want to transmit with the help of this code value C as 4 times 0. So this is the code value for user 1, data for user 1, code value for user 2, data for user 2, and code value for user 3, and data that user 3 want to transmit. Right. So this is the scenario that we want to perform, and definitely this is going to be our receiver. So we are considering this tower as a receiver. Now this receiver is going to receive data from all the three users, right? So this is the data we are going to send through an air interface to this receiver. So we are going to pass data from user 1. Likewise, we are going to pass data from user 2, and definitely we are going to going to perform the same task for user 3 as well. So we are going to do, this is what we are trying to perform. Now if you can understand, this is going to be your air or wireless medium. So this is your air or wireless medium through which we are going to send, or we are trying to send our data. Right. Now to send this data, if we are allowing, or if we are assigning a single channel to each user, as you already know, this is not going to be the feasible solution. Fine. So we are going to provide, somehow we need to introduce the multiple access criteria, and for that purpose we are using this code division multiple access technology. Fine. So let us see how we are going to send this 6 bits of data from all these users 1, 2 and 3, and we are trying to send it over the air or wireless channel, which will be received by the receiver. And mind you that receiver is going to have code for all these individual users, right? So this multiplex data need to be received by receiver. From there receiver is going to extract data for individual user. For example, user 1, if you want to extract data from the combined signal for user 1 at receiver side, you are going to use the code word 0101. Fine. If receiver wants to extract data for user 3, then what it does, it will simply use the code word which has been there for user 3, that is 0000, right? So this is how the overall process is going to be taken place. So first we are going to multiply the overall signal, and that signal will be transmitted to receiver, and at the receiver end, if you want to see, or if you want to extract data for a particular user, you are going to use their own code word. Fine. So let us begin our process at the transmitter. Let me just show you this. So this is how my system would look like, as we have already discussed that we are going to have 3 different users, right? So let me just start the things very easily, right? So this is my data for user 1, 00, and code word is 0101 now. So this is going to be the spreading code. Fine. So let me simply apply XOR operation between this 2 data bit and the code word bit. So let me show you how we are going to do that. So let me just write down the code first, and I'm also going to write down the data. Fine. So this is my data word, this is my code word. So this is my code 0101, and I'm taking first bit. So this is my first bit, I'm writing it down continuously, right? So this is my first bit of data. Then I'm going to repeat this code again. So I'm just going to write down one more time. I'm going to write down 0101 as a code value, and I'm going to extract this second bit. So this is how we are spreading the overall data from 2 bits to 8 bits. So, and then simply we are going to apply an XOR operation. So let me show you what will be the result. 0101 0101. So this is what we are going to send from user 1 as a spreaded message. So this is the message which has been spreaded. So now we are converting this 2-bit message, original message, to the spreaded message. So we are calling this as a spreaded message. Fine. And we want to send this spreaded message with some other users, right? So likewise we are going to perform the same task for user 2 as well. So let me just write down code and data. User 2 code word is 0011, and first bit of user 2 is 1. So we are just going to repeat ourselves because we want to perform XOR operation of this first bit with all these 4 bits. Likewise second bit with all these 4 bits. So we are going to repeat our code again, 0011, and then we are going to repeat the data bits for 4 times, and then we are going to perform simple XOR operation. So this is going to look like this: 1 1 0 0 0 0 and 1 1. So this is what the spreaded message for user number 2, and same thing we are going to apply for user number 3, right? So let me just write down very fast code and data. Code is going to be 4 times 0, and first bit of data is 1. So I'm just going to write down 1 4 times, and I'm going to repeat my code again. So 0000, and I'm going to take care of second bit. So this is how you can do it, and then we are going to apply the XOR operation. So here if you can see, if you apply basic XOR operation, it will come up as all ones. So this is going to be my spreaded message from this original message. So this is what your original message or data you want to transmit. This is my spreaded message, right? So this is how I'm going to initially I'm going to perform this task individually at each and every user. Now what I want to multiply, I want to send a multiplex signal, if you remember. So basically we are going to multiply this spreaded message like this. So let me show you the process for that. So here we can find the combined message, if you can see. So here is my combined message. So let me write down user 1 spreaded code or spreaded message. So my user 1 spreaded message is going to be look like this: 0, then 1 0 1 0 1 0 1. So this is what I've got from as a spreaded message from user 1. Likewise, I'm going to write down the spreaded message from user number 2. So user number 2 spreaded message, if you remember, it was 1 1 0 0 0 0 1 1. So this is what the spreaded message from user number 2, and at the end we are having user number 3, and we are going to write down the spreaded message for user number 3. So these are the three individual calculations we have done just before we came into this particular table. So this is how we can define, or you can calculate message or spreaded message for individual user, right? Now let us draw the waveform for the same. Let us draw the waveform, right? So it will be more clear for you. So let me just grab this thing a bit up, right? Alright, so that's fine. Now let me draw the signal for you, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to represent, let me just write down that first. So we are going to represent bit 0 or binary bit 0 with 1 voltage. So this is the scheme I am taking, right? And I am indicating binary bit 1 by a negative voltage value. Fine. So this is what the overall system is going to look like. To represent 0, I am going to indicate plus 1 voltage. To indicate binary 1, I am going to represent it with the help of minus 1 voltage, right? So let us draw the basic waveform for the given spreaded code for user 1, right? So if I want to represent 0, so this is my 0 bit, I can represent that with the help of plus 1. Then this is my this is my bit 1, so I'm going to go back to minus 1 voltage level. I'm going to continue here. Then I want to represent 0, so this is how my overall waveform would look like. So this is how I can draw it. Fine. I hope you can understand this. Fine. Alright, so this is the waveform we are getting, right, for user number 1. Let me draw the same kind of waveform for user number 2. Now we are starting from user number 2 and we want to transmit bit 1, so we are representing bit 1 as minus 1 voltage. So I'm just going to draw voltage level minus 1. Again I'm having bit 1, so I'm going to represent the same with minus 1 voltage level. Now I want to represent 0, so I'll be going back to plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, right? And then again I'm having waveform as I want to transmit data bit 1, so this is how the signal would look like in that case. Alright, and for third one we are simply having all the ones. So my overall signal, let me just draw the overall signal. So let me just draw it into this. So this is how my overall signal would look like. So this is the signal, right? So this is how we can draw all this three combined signal. Now this is the individual signal, individual spreaded message, and their accordingly their waveform we have drawn. Now to combine this, we are just simply going to add them up, right? So let us add them up, and we are generating the combined signal now. So 0 plus 1 plus 1, that means we are going to create 0, that is plus 1 voltage, minus 1 voltage, minus 1 voltage. So here we will be having a minus 1 voltage. Fine. I think you have understood this. So we are just going to add up this all voltage values. So plus 1 minus 1, that is going to become 0, and then we are having minus 1, so we are going to create minus 1 for that purpose, right? Then the second bit we are going to see, that is minus 1 voltage, that will be minus 1 plus minus 1 plus minus 1, that is going to be minus 3, right? Then you are having plus 1 and a -1, so you will be having 2. Plus 1 will make it as +2, and -1 is going to create sorry, here will be having 1, sorry, right? So this is +1. Let me just write it down here. This is +1, right? On this side, so likewise we can create all this signal, and we are going to add up all these things. So let us do it very quickly. Alright, so after calculating all these values, this is how the overall value would look like: -1, -3, +1, -1, +1, -1, -1, and -3. So now let us plot the combined signal. So this is my combined waveform would look like. It is going to start from -1 voltage. So this is -1. It will go back to -3. So here we are having -3. Then we are going to go for +1. So here we will be having +1. Fine. Then we are having -1. So we'll go back to -1. Then again +1. Alright. Then -1. Then 2 times -1, and then at the end you'll be having -3. Fine. So this is how my waveform, the overall waveform, is going to be look like. So I hope you understood this. This is the waveform that we want to transmit over the air channel, right? So this is the waveform, or this is the signal, or we can say a combined signal that we are going to transmit through the air or wireless interface. Fine. So receiver is going to receive this particular signal, and at the receiver, if you want to extract the code for a particular user, you are going to use their spreading code for that purpose. So what we can do, let us try to extract. So that is a transmitter, right? So let us write this down as a transmitter. Alright. So this is going to be the transmitter. At the receiving tower, if they want to extract the data for a particular user, they are going to use a spreaded code. So if you want to, let's say for example, if you want to extract data for user 2, so you are going to use user 2 spreading code. So in our case, that code is going to be 0011. So I can definitely show you that. So this is my code for user 2, and you can see here this code right here. So you can use this code, and you can use the combined waveform which we have just drawn here, and you can extract the data for user number 2. Fine. I hope you understood this. So we'll take one example of what is going to happen at receiving side. So let us do that. Alright, so now let us retrieve our data at the receiver side. So we are at the tower, and we already know the code of user 2, that is spreaded code, right? So as you can see here, we have derived this particular signal. Fine. So this is my derived signal, and if you can see, let me just get this a bit down so it will be easier for you, right? So this is how, or let me just use this space right here. So this is my -1 data. This is -1, -3, +1, -1, +1, -1, -1, -3, right? So this is the data that I'm going to transmit. Now on the receiver side, what we are going to do, we are going to use the spreading code of our user, right? So let me just bring this back right here. So I've written down my spreading code, if you can see, and I want to multiply this spreading code with the data I have received. So voltage level I have already mentioned in voltage. I have already given you. Fine. Now let me draw the waveform for this particular spreaded code. So waveform would look like this. 0, as you already know, we have represented 0 with plus 1 voltage, and 1 we have represented with minus 1 voltage. So that is from previous discussion we have already taken care of. So now the waveform for this spreaded code is going to be look like this, right? So we'll be having a waveform in this manner, right? I hope you are getting this, right? So this is my waveform. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just simply going to multiply this waveform value with this, whatever is the amplitude value. So now let us multiply this. Plus 1 multiplied by minus 1, that is going to give me value minus 1. Plus 1 minus multiplied by minus 3, that is minus 3. Fine. Plus 1, that is received signal voltage. I'm going to multiply that with the code value of user 2, minus 1. Plus 1 multiplied by minus 1 will give it me minus 1, and at the end you're going to multiply this minus 1 with minus 1, that is going to be plus 1, right? And then if you add all this thing up, it will be come up as minus 1, minus 3, minus 4, then minus 5 plus 1, that is going to be the minus 4 overall values, right? So let me just take this out for time being. So this is going to be the minus 4, and we are having chip code as a 4-bit chip code, so I'm just going to divide this with 4. So ultimately I'll be getting minus 1 voltage value, and if you remember, we have represented minus 1 voltage value with the binary value 1. So that is how we can say we have received binary value 1 on this side. Now let us do the same thing on the second part of the code. So here we are having plus 1, we want to multiply this with plus 1, that is going to give us plus 1 voltage, right? So I'm just going to write down plus 1. Then I'm going to multiply this minus 1 with minus 1, minus 1 with plus 1. So it will be, if we multiply this, it will be minus 1. Then we are having minus 1, we are going to multiply this minus 1 with minus 1, that will create plus 1 for us. And then minus 3 will be multiplied by minus 1, so that is how we can create plus 3. Fine. So this two values are going to be getting cancelled out, and plus 1 and plus 3 will become 4 here. Again we are using a 4-bit chip code, so we are going to divide the things by 4, and this yields 1 volt of amplitude, right? And 1 volt amplitude is going to represent, if you remember, plus 1 we are indicating it with 0 bit. So this is the received data for user number 2. So let me just clarify whether we have correctly received the data or not. So we have received 1, 0, we should have received 1 and 0, and that is the exactly the data that we need to see, right? So this is what we have received, 1, 0, right? So I hope this is how you can implement CDMA. You can provide multiple access to your multiple users to use the same interface or air interface, right? Hope you like this video. If you have anything to share, you are very much welcome to do so, right? I'll see you in the next video.